Most men, younger men, think laziness just means weakness. In reality, it doesn't. It means your mind hasn't yet learned how to act without motivation. Motivation would be tied to your emotions, where discipline is logical. So a more matured individual would logically be working towards discipline rather than emotional involuntariness. You'll never feel ready, where discipline doesn't care about your feelings. You'll do it regardless. Discipline means doing it because you said you would. The reason, however, most men fail isn't because they cannot work. The reality is most men could work. In fact, all men can do the things they dream. But it's because they wait to want to work. If you only act when you feel ready, you'll never build anything worth being proud of. Howdy, my name is Nolan T. Painter, a young aspiring man with aspirations greater than anyone will ever understand. In today's video, I want to talk about how to build discipline even when you feel lazy. So, there's about 3 or 4 steps here. Step number 1. What is laziness? Well, laziness is low clarity, not low energy. Think of it this way. You might know friends who are very energetic, friends who have a lot of energy and always are up and ready to do things, but they're not willing to do the work. That's not because they have no energy. You know they have energy because they're doing things and they're getting up and they're willing to go and have fun but not do the work. Think of myself. Sometimes I come home and I'm exhausted and I'm tired, too tired to do work. But sometimes I just do the work anyways. Because laziness is your ability to perceive the necessity of doing things and how important those things are, realizing it. Whereas just being tired is not laziness. So you're not lazy, you're uncertain. You don't know what the next move is. That's why when you do big school assignments, you get overwhelmed with a bunch of crap you don't even realize that's not necessarily important. And because you don't know what the next move is, you freeze. So here's the fix. Make decisions simple. Choose one thing at a time. For example, in my calendar, I'll have a huge assignment, a huge school assignment I have to do. Well, I split that up. Today I'm doing this part, tomorrow I'm doing this part, and then this part, and this part, and this part. I'm currently writing a script I've been working on for 3 years. That's a big deal. And it's a lot to put on myself. But I split it up into little bits, and little bits that I will work on, and work on well. Because of this, it's much easier for my mind to grasp, and I actually get clarity. Because things are easier, you can build clarity, and with clarity, you can actually work on things and be less lazy. That's the greatest misconception, is people think they're lazy because they're tired, but it's really just because they don't have an idea of the bigger picture. That's why when you're working on a school assignment, you're all of a sudden in the flow state once you've been working on it for 2 minutes, because you now understand what you have to do. So make it binary too. Did you do it or did you not do it? If you didn't do it, find a way to do it. How do you know when you've done it? Make it clear, and it's as simple as possible. Yes or no. Did you do it? Yes. Good. Did you do it? No. Then do it. The brain avoids things when it's unclear, and it really hides from difficulties and things that are hard to understand. Think of it in a relationship setting. Sometimes someone might back away because a situation is too complicated. It's frustrating, but it's naturally how humans work. So make your tasks obvious and tiny. I want to start with this. I'd like to do this, and be clear. And even then, going back to that relationship example, if you like someone, you wouldn't go up to them and say you want to marry them right away. You'd say, let's go for a coffee. Let's go for a date. And make it clear. Don't lie to them. Be honest. And this, of course, applies to your work too. If you want to go to the gym, don't say you're going to become an Olympian. Say, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to train this and I'm going to do this and it's going to be nice and easy. There you go. So here's some more examples. If you can't work out for an hour, start with 10 push-ups. The point is that it has to be so easy that you can do it every day without failure. And the point is that you're meeting this quota every day. Not exceeding, not meeting under, but the point is that you're hitting this quota every day, so you build it into your life. I'll go into more detail on that later. But if you can't read for 30 minutes, just read a page. If you're not building trust with yourself, you're not chasing, the goal isn't to build perfection, it's just to trust yourself. Sorry, I worded that quite awfully there. The point is though, people often in their life are chasing perfection. They're chasing their goals before actually chasing the thing that's necessary to have faith in those goals, which is trust in yourself. And this isn't some sort of magical, like, oh, trust yourself. This is the reality, that is having faith that when you say you want to do something, you're actually going to do it. If you told yourself you're going to go on your phone and chill out, you're probably going to do it. If you told yourself you're going to go run 1,000 miles, are you going to do that? No. But if you're running a lot and you said that, you'd probably have a lot more faith and trust to actually do the big goals that you have in life. So you need to slowly build up that trust in yourself. Step 2, create the non-negotiable rule. So men become disciplined when they remove the option out of escape. So with my life, there's been a lot of things leading up to these last few months where I would try something, I would be embarrassed by it, and I would fail. My whole life I've wanted to be a member of the Canadian Air Force. I wanted to get into the military, and I got into cadets. I got in, and then 24 hours later I left because I was embarrassed and I abandoned the whole thing. My entire life dream thrown away because I felt embarrassed. Imagine how I felt when I got my friend to sign up and he stayed in it. I gave up because I gave myself room to negotiate out of what I loved. So don't do that. And I learned from that. And in the past few months I've been grinding away from school and grinding away on relationship stuff. I've learned from that I will never, ever, ever negotiate with my goals ever again. And this is very important because not only it makes me not negotiate with my goals, but it allows me to cancel out anyone else who wishes to negotiate on my behalf. Like, let's say you want to tell your parents, I want to go become a YouTuber, and your parents say no. If you're so passionate that you're already working on it and you're doing good, why would you let them negotiate for you? The same way, why would you negotiate and try to step yourself out of completing something you're really passionate about? No matter, it can be about anything. You want to be a lifeguard, you want to go give help advice, you want to donate, you want to do this or that, whatever it is. Don't negotiate yourself out of doing it. You'll never grow if you keep on renegotiating your commitments as well. If you want to do something on a day, do it. Don't say I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'm not ready. Just do it. Because think about it this way. As much as you tell yourself you will never be ready, but you know when you will be ready? If you do it now. Let's say I want to do 50 push-ups every day, but I'm tired, it's late, I'm not going to do it. I'm probably not going to do it the next day. But if I do it now in this moment, if I do my 50 push-ups, clearly I was ready, I did it, and you know what? I'll have to do it tomorrow because I did it today. It's perfect, I've already started. Think of it lusting too. Don't start tomorrow because you're obviously not. Just start now and then get it underway. Right? People spend years and years and years lusting or being addicted to things, wishing that they've had years and years of not being addicted. But if they had just started and didn't negotiate with themselves every day, they would have had that. So make a rule. Don't go to bed until I've done blank. And keep it simple, of course. Don't go to bed until I've read this in my Bible, or read this many pages in my book, or ran this much, or done this much push-ups, or studied this much, or written this much in my script, whatever it is. So once it becomes identity-based, that's when you lose laziness. So what is identity-based? The identity-based theme is this idea of something that is so ritualistic in your life that it becomes a part of you. So let me give you an example. So here's my life. Nolan Thomas Painter, here's my life. When I left for school, right, I left my whole family, all my friends, and the most beautiful person in my whole life. Tragic. I, at that point, just lusted, had nothing, no business to work towards to, played video games, watched YouTube, and ate crap. Now, a couple months later, look at my identity based off of what I do. I work on videos every day. I'm working on helping people every day. I've talked and worked with homeless people around the area. I'm trying to make money. I've applied for jobs. I'm working on huge films that I've been, putting aside for a long time. I'm building connections. I have some of the highest grades in the school, if not the highest grades in the school. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm running. I'm eating healthily. Right? These are all part of my identity. Nolan Painter is a man who does all these things, and he does so much more. He's learning new languages. He's studying different forms of material so that he can actually be better at things that are more significant in life than just what is the degree that he's taking. That's who I am. And I'm only that person because my identity is based on the things that I've done. And these are things that I'm doing. So think of it this way. If you are afraid to do something, but you really want to become the person who does it, just do it. And in doing those things, that will be your identity. And you'll lose laziness because if your identity right now is playing on your phone all day, you're probably not lazy to that idea. But if your identity is, running every day, you're also not lazy to that idea because it's became so habitual that it's normal. So follow something that's initially easy and let it become a part of your identity to the point where it's no longer something you have to combat with regarding laziness because it's just who you are. So you should ask yourself, well, don't ask yourself, should I brush my teeth tonight? Rather ask yourself, nothing. Do it. Right? Don't ask anything. Just do it. Right? Don't ask, should I do this? Just do it. Don't concern yourself. Don't do this. Just do it. And I want to use the example of brushing your teeth there because a lot of men actually neglect that stuff. A lot of men actually neglect oral health or, skin health, etc., because men struggle with the small things, right? Women are amazing when it comes to the details. Men suffer with that. We're too busy thinking about existential crises that we're willing to actually keep good health. So stop asking if you're going to do it. Stop concerning yourself with it and just do it. And then you won't have to worry about it anyways. Step 3, reward consistency, not results. So discipline is like investing, right? You're investing into a stock. You have to invest in a stock every day and measure it, right? Small deposits daily will create massive interest in the future. The thing is though, if you invest all your money in the moment, and if you're constantly tracking it, you can lose it all and you'll be demotivated and have no money left if it doesn't go the way you expect. Think of like YouTube. With my channel here, I find pride and I'm enjoying uploading something every day. I do a video, a community post, and 2 shorts every day no matter what. That's my consistency. And I'm rewarded by the fact that I'm just doing it every single day. If I get discouraged by results, then I'm going to stop doing it and I'm never going to get anything in the future. And I know that's easier said than done, but think of it this way. If I'm upset a video underperforms and I stop making videos, I'm never going to get a video that overperforms in the future. So if I want good results, I need to focus on just being consistent. The same way you go to the gym just for the sake of going to the gym every day, not for the sake of wanting to build this massive physique. Because if you're just focused on going to the gym every day in a really good way that works towards your goals, then you're naturally just going to go every day. So the problem most men quit because they don't see an instant reward, and that's a problem. Because either there's 2 situations. You don't see instant reward, which is the likely case, right? You go to the gym and you don't see instant results, or you work on a video and it doesn't do good right away. But the other option is you do see instant rewards, and then it fades out right away, and then you have to push through that too. Point is we're greatly influenced by the reward, the result that we get. So focus on consistency rather than just the result. Because if you're doing something for years, naturally because you've just been doing it, then you'll be insanely good at it regardless of how effective it was in the beginning or how ineffective it was in the beginning. So the fix is detach yourself from the outcome. Stop caring about the outcome, just celebrate showing up, not finishing. Celebrate coming to class every day and doing the test, not whatever the test tells you. Now this doesn't mean you can't use your results to actually reflect and become a better person. That's also incredibly important. But if you're unable to actually do the thing in the first place, your focus shouldn't be how it goes, it should just be, going in the first place. So think of it this way. When you wake up early 5 days in a row, you shouldn't reward yourself with a rest. You should focus on just repeating it and continuing it, and to the point where it becomes habitual. And then people say, what time do you get up? And you say, I get up at 5:30 or 6:30 or 3:30 in the morning. And they're like, what? How do you do that? And you're like, oh, it's just who I am. I kept my promise, right? Have self-respect. Step 4, build rituals and not routines. So routines are robotic. Rituals, however, are meaningful. So if you need to pray every day and you're struggling, if you need to read your Bible every day or read any book every day and you're struggling with that, if you need a cold shower every day, make it a ritual because it connects your action to your identity. You're involved in it. With me, cold showers, I always struggled with that to the point where I would just walk in and I'd crank it to the coldest temperature just so I could do it. And in this, I'd pump myself up. I'd be like, yes, 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 I'm going to have a cold shower. And then I'd leave and I'd be so proud, so happy, so embellished within my identity that I'm creating for myself that I would go on and have a beautiful day that I love. All because I started it off with that cold shower. Now, if I didn't do that, then my day wouldn't be too good either. So I needed to focus on just doing it. And in building this ritual rather than just a routine, I found appreciation in it. So this doesn't always have to be cold showers. It could be anything. The point is you have to turn something you're doing into something that is a moment of becoming or something that's really important and let it lead you to become the person who you are. Think about it. If you're constantly doing something bad, it'll lead you into something bad. So when you're doing something good, why not let it lead you into becoming something better? Why not let it lead you into being embellished and embracing to the degree where you're really letting what you're doing become who you are, right? If you're making a lot of money, be a millionaire. If you want to be really good at relationships, have a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, work towards something to where it becomes something that's very significant in your life. And the fix is for this, if you're struggling, add meaning to repetition, add value to it. Because the reason why most people burn out, right, which then leads to the whole laziness debacle, or where they're tired or this and that, is because people just lose meaning in it, right? That's why millionaires burn out, because they realize, I made money, now what? They don't know what to do. The moment people don't know what they're doing is the moment people get lazy and they burn out and they get tired, right? Which is really just them having no clue what they want to do and having no motivation for it. So find meaning for it. The moment you find meaning is the moment you can attach things, right? I want to get up at 5 in the morning because of this. And this is why it's important. So add meaning. Every rep is like a vote for your future self. Like, really double down on it. Be autistic with it. This has to be significant, right? So train not because you love it. Train because the man you want to become would never skip the training. Alright, so step 5. Replace motivation with momentum. You need motion in life. So the hardest part of anything is starting. That's why I'd like to say that discipline is initiated by your motivation, and motivation just comes and goes. So remove the thinking time, right? So remove the whole thinking about doing it with just doing it, right? Don't think about being motivated about something. Just start it, just brute force it, and then you've done it. Right? Those are trained, hardworking people. Those are disciplined people. If you feel lazy, count down from 5 and move. I forgot the name of the gentleman, but he was an insane stuntman, and he would always count down from 3, like 3 to 1, and then he would do it. This was important because if he didn't do it, it would go against everything he believed, and then it would fail and it would never work again. So he had to, otherwise it would be an ineffective strategy. And it also forced them to not think about the consequences and just do it. 3 to 1, do it. Who cares? Right? Like, maybe it's a cold plunge, maybe it's like you're waiting around on your phone doing sets. Just do it. And in doing this thing, for the first 2 minutes when you start doing it, it might be difficult. But once you break that, you're breaking the mental barrier. This is why you lock in or find like enjoyment, or you're like, you know, in the flow state, because your mind finally is wrapping its head around what you're doing, and after those 2 minutes you're actually able to just focus solely on the task at hand and find enjoyment in understanding. That's why when you start assignments it's so annoying, but once you're doing the assignment, it's all of a sudden your favorite thing to do. And you know what, you won't always feel proud of what you're doing, but you'll always feel better after doing what you said you would. So you might not be proud that you did this tiny little thing, or you might not be proud in the midst of doing it, but after you've done it, you'll be happy and relieved with the fact that you've done it, and you don't have to worry about it until whatever the next problem arises. So the closing message is, here's the discipline equation. Discipline is built on science, not speeches. Or sorry, not science, silence, not speeches. And basically what that nonsense means is, your discipline, your hard work, is built in actually doing the work, not saying you'll do it. This is a big problem I face, because I like to tell everyone, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a bunch of money, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to make myself a good man, I'll have a good body, I'll have a good mind, a good spirit, I'll do this and that, and then I'm going to talk with this girl, and we're going to have a good relationship, and it's going to be beautiful, and like I'll die for her every day, and it'll be good, and I'll just be this really good man who will really care for her. That's one thing, but are people going to believe me when I say that? No. If you told your parents you're going to be the fastest man alive, or you're going to be the best YouTuber on the planet, are people going to believe you? No. People didn't believe Usain Bolt when he told them he'd be the fastest man alive, or Mr. Beast when he said he'd be the most famous YouTuber on the planet. Hell, people don't believe political figures are going to get into office, and then they do, and they're eating their own words. So the point is, just do it, right? And the thing is, you know the point in life where you say things are easier said than done? Well, I've reached the counterpoint, which is things are easier done than said. It's so hard for me to explain to people how much I love this person and how much I care for them and how hard I'm willing to work and dedicate myself to this lady out there. And they don't understand. So you know what? I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I'll work hard, and by the end of all of it, they'll see it. The thing is, though, you need to recognize that you can't boast about these things, because the true love, the true enjoyment is doing it, not telling people you're doing it. And laziness dies the moment you start to act, right? The moments you act, and then again tomorrow. Because in acting today and tomorrow and so on is building towards your ritual, and it's building towards your identity. So you don't need motivation, you need momentum. You need to just do it. You don't need perfection, you need consistency to build that perfection. And you don't need a spark, you need a match. You need to control it. You need to start it. And you need to be violent and consistent, right? Not something that comes up eventually after messing around with the flint and steel. You need something that is consistent and will work every time. And every day you do act when you don't want to, you prove that you are becoming the man you want. Because every man wants to be a man who, well, every boy wants to be a man who works hard when he doesn't feel like it, but they themselves aren't willing to do the work when they don't feel like it. And that's the thing. You can be the man you want whenever you want. So don't start tomorrow, don't start next week, don't start in a year when you think you're old enough. Do it now. Become the man who does the work when he doesn't feel like it right now, this moment. There's probably something you want to do. There's probably something holding you back. There might be something later. Do it now, right? You want to start going to the gym? Do 10 push-ups right now. Then do it tomorrow. Then do it the next day. Then do it the next day. Then do it the next day, and keep on going. You want to study? Okay, pull up the thing you want to study. You want to do business? Pull it up right now. You're not going to get progress and you're not going to work hard, but that's starting. So you start it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. My name is Non-negotiable Painter, and I'll see you tomorrow.